All right, so hello, viewers and listeners. I'm DJ Chen, and how are you all this week? I hope that even in the darkest corners of the globe, that you are doing well. Okay, so having said that, of course, we begin with the pure intentions of the show. For all of us, may our days be filled with only miracles and answered prayers that erase evil from the face of the earth. All right? So pasensya na po. This is not a religious show. I just call evil as it is kasi it is what it is. Okay? We don't sugarcoat that. I do think that if all of us live and breathe miracles and answered prayers, that there won't be a need to take and hurt others. Tama? So anyway, so to everyone around the world, may our days be filled only with miracles and answered prayers that erase evil from the face of the earth. So you who take nothing, if that is one of you, though, if you are one of those who don't take anything from others and is also miracles challenged, you are worthy. So amen, of course, to this miracle intention. Okay. So welcome, guys, to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas Show, and I am your host, DJ Chin, and we are live from DZRJ 8:10 a.m. every Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. only. So you can also catch us at the TV Plus boxes in your location, and also you can subscribe and follow our YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH. Okay, so I would ask everyone to please just CLC nicely because 99% of the rest of the world is made up of neganess, diba? So we don't need any more of that, even just for an hour. Okay. So for the next hour, I encourage you to stay, and hopefully you will also pick up a tip or two that can shape and help in growing your awesome versions of yourselves. Because believe me, guys, there is more than one of one. Okay. So guys, stay on. Anyway, shout out first, I want to say thank you to the almost 3,000 viewers of this show and followers of TCRJ 810 AM. The last 2 weeks, I have been curious about the viewership of the show and noticed that these last two Saturdays are hitting between 2,500 to 2,900 viewers. Okay, so salamat sa inyo as you make my efforts to teach self-hacks, success hacks, happiness hacks, health hacks, and life hacks worth it. Diba? So ang dami-daming hacks kasi talaga naman. It's so true that everything is IQ first before EQ and AQ. Okay? So second versions and beyond, guys, I tell you, are really possible. All you have to do is flex mentally. So it's couldn't be farther from the truth. It's really hashtag mind over matter. Okay? So anyway, speaking of mind over matter now, oh my gulay, according to the BBC News, COVID has now reached North Korea, right? It's amazing because 2 years late into the pandemic, yet COVID is still voracious as ever. Cases has reached in, I think, 100 plus thousands already and has already claimed some lives. So this is worrisome. I think for as long as there is still virus hosts that these virus can live in, COVID-19 will continue. So I think um, as COVID-19 continues to circulate, it could become cyclical. That means it could stay here with us for a much longer period of time. So if this happens, it is like literally we are playing Russian roulette. About Russian roulette with our lives. We never know if we're going to be here within the year or next year or in the we're lucky, right, if we even reach 2095 here 2095, so or more anyway. So someday I hope that a simple cold tablet is enough to recover from the virus. So let's hope for better and improved science that can help end this pandemic. Okay? So hindi pa man din natatapos to. Unfortunately, we are also again witnessing a rise in the new and unfolding virus, the monkeypox. Okay? So though it's slowly spreading, this was first detected in UK, and patient zero, I think, if I remember correctly, traveled from Nigeria because monkeypox originally originates from from Africa. And I think so this patient zero got it there. Sadly, we now have two cases in Canada, and it has traveled as far as the United States. And I think we also have two cases there. So one thing comes to mind though, if COVID cases were nixed by the anti-vaxxers, I wonder if they will finally have a change of mind and heart when it comes to monkeypox. Okay. So anyway, monkeypox is supposed to be not really contagious, especially if we monkeypox is contagious, especially if we come into close contact with either another person or an animal with it carrying the virus. Okay, it's supposed to be self-limiting, so that's good. That's good because that means it's just like colds or flu. It will get better on its own. Fatality is about 3% to 6%. So guys, protection is still key. The current chickenpox vaccine that our kids get already protects us from the monkey virus. So I suppose it won't hurt if we can get ourselves also booster shots for it. Okay. So if you're not sure, you can ask your doctors about it for as long as we are all safe and sound. Okay. And healthy. Right. So protection is always in our hands and it's always our decisions. And I remember during the height of the pandemic, before the vaccines got here, a lot of those who were really badly many were hit because the vaccines were not there. And in the time that the vaccines got here, those that were mostly affected and had severe cases for those who were non-vaxxed. So it's up to you how you will take that information, but if the monkeypox gets here, God forbid, right? I hope that this is something that we all consider. Okay. So anyway, so speaking of monkeypox and animal transmission, so I found this another interesting article on non-human intelligence. Can you imagine non-human? So holy cow, you're not flexing our brain and using it wisely. Sayang naman because non-human seem to also have their intelligences, right? And who knows, one day, but it might be just Planet of the Apes, and they might just beat us to it. So anyway, so when it comes to intelligence, guys, I'm really a fan. So I read a lot of articles about it. In fact, you will also in my roster of readings almost every day, you'll find me looking for articles in neuroscience, so or anything on behavior. So there, right? So anyway, so a computer scientist named Aaron Sloman recommended that it is already time to systematically look into cognitions from animal to people to even AI. Tama? So this got me interested because I have watched, there were some videos on trained animals that I've seen, and I am convinced that they are not really lowly creatures as we deem them or treat them to be. Diba? So I find it fascinating that they are actually trainable. Just look at the dogs, right? We don't even have to go far. Remember Pavlov, right? Even cats, elephants, and even octopus can be taught simple tricks. Diba? And I read this article that octopus is right now being is considered the smartest. So I'm also wondering because decades back, we thought it was the dolphin, that the dolphin was the smartest. But anyway, so again, not looking any further, primates from monkeys to gorillas, right? But they can be taught sign language so they can communicate. So if you look more for animal videos that are being trained, I'm sure that you will find a lot. Okay, so there are lower creatures probably that who can also be taught. Like I remember, I saw this article that they were teaching tarantulas, spiders, certain training it for certain tricks, even what they call that, lab mice. They're taught certain patterns and they're able to get it. So anyway, so imagine certain patterns and they are able to get it. So anyway, so so these even the lower life forms that are being taught shows most likely, diba? I was thinking they're not taught the way primates are taught sign language, and I'm sure it is simpler abilities. But the thing is, maybe we're just giving them simpler abilities to learn right? Because we think that that's all they are mentally or neurologically capable of. But anyway, so why am I? So why is this something that? Why is this an important study to look into? For me, guys, understanding non-human intelligence can also teach us a lot about our human behaviors, right? And also help us improve that behavior. And as we improve, this can also impact technologies, human existence, environment, and medical and other related sciences. And it can impact those areas in any on other fields positively. So me as an educator, we can also build more learning technologies that uphold human dignity and peace. O, diba? So upfront, if we understand animals and recognize that they have a form of intelligence not farther from our own, right? We may also stop butchering them for our meals. So goodbye steak. Goodbye roasted lamb leg. Not that I can sacrifice beef or my love for steak, but I suppose we will think twice this time before we turn Billy the goat into papaitan or caldereta. Diba? Isn't that an interesting article? So if you have cats at homes, dogs at homes, I'm sure you've trained them also to go and do their number twos in the litter boxes, right? I'm sure you've trained them also where to pee, where to do their number ones. So that alone shows, especially for animal lovers who dog lovers, right, or cat lovers, that alone shows that there is a degree of intelligence, and because there's degree of intelligence, we should also then be very kind to animals. Tama? So anyway, so further on along the lines also of animal smarts, spot on. My other interest is protecting the brain from all forms of dementia and other neurodegenerative diseases. And because of that, there's another article that I found. And guess what? It is, if I said that by appreciating non-human intelligence, we might altogether stop butchering, right, animals. And with this, right, with this article, it's actually a validation. It's probably this, most likely this time we're gonna go plant-based or vegan after this. I hate to admit this, but this article in Medical News with headers that the higher antioxidants may actually help in protecting us from dementia. And you know what, guys? Being smart, lucid, and mentally healthy are way up there of my health priorities. Kayo rin, right? I mean, I think, isn't it so sad that we spend so much time cultivating human relationships only to lose our memory of them through mental or neurodegeneration like Alzheimer's? I don't want to get to that point. You know, I have my Lola who was 100 years old, and by the time she reached, I think, 90, she could no longer recognize her children. But so I don't want that. So anyway, I want to remember every aspect, every loving aspect of my husband and my children up to my last breath 50 years from now. I'm making sure of that. So I'm going to live up to 105 years old, guys. Don't you want that? So anyway, so I'm encouraging everyone to protect your mental health, diba? And in this article, to quote them, they said that there is evidence that antioxidants may protect against neurodegeneration. And quoting them further, higher levels of carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin, together as well as beta-cryptosanthin, antioxidants found naturally in various foods, right, were associated with lower risk of dementia, including Alzheimer's. So kain na ng maraming carotenoids. You can actually Google that. So anyway, I'm so happy because my nutritional for eye health for the last 8 years contained both lutein and zeaxanthin. Now I just have to check if it also contains beta-cryptosanthin. Anyway, so I feel like hashtag saved. for that 8 years. Very good decision when it comes to our nutritionals. Anyway, so eat food, and better yet, since we are no longer getting the same nutrients from produce because of technological farming, just get also from choose. Also look for that eye health, the Vision X, so that you can get lutein and zeaxanthin. Choose the one with the highest rated nutritionals like me, o diba? Pero this is true, you know. Um, uh, I mean, I'm very actually still proud that my memory is processing, memory, and learning are still intact. Diba? I'm just trying to figure out how I can overcome my ADHD, but so far so good, because look, I'm seated here. I do this every hour, and in fact, there are days that I'm in my Zoom for hours, for about 2 hours at a time, and I think that's also because I have very good nutritionals, and I started taking it at a time that was just right. But I had no maintenance yet, and up to yeah, I had no maintenance yet. I have no other. What else? Degenerative disease. None of those. None of those onset. So I maybe have just. I started at the right time. So kayo guys, diba? If diba, you are also concerned about your neurological health, I suggest you also read articles on this and find antioxidants and food that actually contain these carotenoids. Okay. So anyway, now cognition wise, okay, this is where our belief resides or grow from. And you know what, guys? It pains me to see aspirational quotes that is just nice to hear, but is farther from the truth. And one of the quotes that I have been seeing lately in my newsfeed is, happiness is the new rich, inner peace is the new success, health is the new wealth, and kindness is the new cool. So I just want to just focus on the first two lines, especially about happiness. Okay, happiness is the new rich if we are only talking about emotional level. However, happiness is not just bound by emotional stability, okay, or emotional security. Happiness is the new rich that we are talking about. Happiness is not without currency. That means it has cost. If we all want to be happy 24/7, it cannot be sustained if we are broke. Okay, so all forms of happiness require a level of financial wellness for it to be sustained, diba? Same with peace of mind. So one cannot meditate without eating or praying for some kind praying for paying for some kind of responsibilities, diba? The sooner we realize that both being happy and being at peace means being able to sustain them in the physical sense and in the communal sense, then the better it is for us. So let's be careful when we see quotes like this. It sounds nice, but try to before we go ooh and ah, right? Try to apply it, right? And see, apply it in your real life, and see if it really is true. Because otherwise, guys, it's very dangerous to just be inspired by a quote, diba? Mentally and emotionally, and it can be without really, especially about being happy and being at peace, without really knowing, without really examining them into our lives, diba? As it can endanger our wellness, our welfare, and also our well-being. So ingat kayo sa mga ganyan-ganyang quotes, diba? I've been studying about being happy, and you know what, guys? For the longest time, and universally speaking, right? Just like love, diba? It cannot feed you. So happiness is the new rich only if and only if all your forms of happiness are stable. Okay? And in that case, emotionally fine, diba? But but when it comes to the physical sense, diba? Into our life sense, it's a new ball game altogether. Okay? So anyway, another quote that I see in my newsfeed is, madaling kitain ng pera. Pero mahirap maghanap ng tapat na kaibigan. You know what? I don't know about you guys. I don't need a BFF or many friends, because none of them would feed my family naman every day, right? So, tapat na kaibigan sa akin. I prefer a friend who will also lift my dreams. Pero wala namang magbibigay ng oras doon except of course if you are in our industry. 'Di ba? So anyway, and at the same time, it's not right to demand from our friends to also feed our family every day. So, 'di ba? You get my point? Walang ganon. And when it comes to madaling kitain ng pera, I come from an industry where 99.9% of whom we invite don't have money. Diba? And hindi pa maparaan. So, paano naging madaling kitain ng pera? Aber, diba? So, be mindful also of thinking this way, na madaling kitain ng pera. As it can make the mind so complacent, 'di ba? And oblivious to the reality. Gutom ng pamilya ang aabutin natin. Ito talaga literally ang false positive. 'Di ba? Ito yung literally yung false positive thinking, 'di ba? Okay? So you must be if you must be in this mental state, add the action part. Okay? If you think na madaling kitain yung pera, the word kitain means that there is an action. So put that into action. Don't just let it sit in your heart, kumbaga. That way you will realize that it is hard and thus will push you to find better solutions towards financial wellness, diba? Basta whatever that solution is, legal, moral, and ethical siya dapat. Okay? So again, yun yung aking mga, I wish people would really closely examine the words that they put out there. So, kasi kahit na hindi ko to taken literally, diba? It would be careless of me to just easily believe this, diba? Because especially if we have families and mouths to feed or merong mga taong nakasalalay sa atin. Nakasalalay sa atin. Tama ba yun? People who are dependent on us. Okay? So again, hindi madaling kitain ng pera and happiness is not the new rich. Okay? It is only, in the happiness is the new rich only is if all your forms of being happy are sustained equally. Diba? Okay? So anyway, so di madaling kitain ng pera. Okay? Hindi siya madaling kitain. Pero kung maraket ka, pwede kang makalibreng papuntang Korea. Diba? So like us. So anyway, I'm so excited because I saw this at CNN Phil. The South Korean embassy already announced that it will again be issuing 90-day short-term tourists and other purpose visas. Okay, so we can now travel back to Korea and enjoy everything about them. So I love this because I've been thinking of going there kahit na 3 araw lang. My hubby and I have already pre-qualified for a free trip in 2023, diba, for 2. But I just, so we need to just complete period 2. Okay, period 1, nagawa na namin period 2 na lang. So we'll just complete that. Meantime, diba, I have been ignorant. Diba? I have been an ignorant who became a fan and a fan who became a kuribu. Kuribu means level up, lover of all things Korea. Diba? You would have never imagined that I would be like this in February of 2020 or March of 2020. I started watching K-drama and appreciating the Korean culture in April 2020 during the height of the lockdown. So anyway, so this news is perfect timing, diba, for the Muni to go ahead and scope Korea, diba, before next year. Kasi ayoko na I know that I have this tendency that if I go to a country first time and I don't know where to go, nasasayang yung oras ko. So this time, I want to go there, scope the place, plan my itinerary, diba? Plan my itinerary so that I can maximize the free trip next year. Diba? So that's why I'm very, very excited for this announcement. So ngayon, ang problema ko na lang is VaxCert online application. Please, guys, reply to our email already. You haven't sent us our email. We have been trying to register us so that we can travel already. So ngayon, ang next na lang is amen, of course, to 0. Pag okay na yung Vax search, kayong International Vax card, right? Amen, of course, to 0 COVID and zero virus of any kind. That it will be safe and healthy trip for all of us. So anyway, Korea, anyong sayo soon. So kayo guys, don't you wanna travel? Don't, ba pandemic, kung hindi na iba yung buhay nyo before pandemic, ni pandemic, try nyo na talaga. Tara na, magsama-sama tayo sa Korea. Racket na tayo in our industry. Diba? Magpapakahirap na rin lang naman kayo. Diba? At dito na tayo sa mahirap na masaya. Okay? So anyway, before we go on, I just want to give another birthday shout out. I said I will no longer use the show to transmit messages to the heavens, diba, to the ones who have passed on, because it pulls me down. Okay, but I'm going to make an exception for my dear friend Dong. Happy birthday, bro. Right? I hope you hear this. I hope this reaches you up there. It's almost a year and your early passing still does not make sense to me or to us. So you are missed, and I hope that the heavens is grander for you and you are enjoying beyond what you possibly expected. Okay? Regards to Tita Rose, to Tata Fred, Manong Elmo, ng Diling, Ate Au. Diba? Such a happy bunch. So we love you, Dong. See you 50 years from now. Diba? After the end of our lifetime, our terms. Diba? In-emphasize talaga. So I hear that. Kayo rin dapat ganun. When you pray, diba? And you talk about loved one who has passed on, or when you pray to God, remember, diba? Iulit-ulitin nyo kung hanggang kailan nyo gustong mabuhay. Huwag nyo subong sabihin God's will, paano ko ngayon yun? O diba? Tapos yung mga family niyo, yung mga anak niyo, Junakis, yung maliliit pa and can't survive. No. Hindi pwede yan. So anyway, now it's time for our convo. It's the last 30 minutes of learning and self-improvement hacks. So today we will borrow the words from Tony Robbins, diba, from his book. Guys, get this. Awaken the giant within. So being motivated, guys, each day, especially when the going gets tough or when the outcomes are discouraging, is a difficult job. Diba? You can't motivate yourself every single day. Siguro masarap lang yun if you are winning, diba? And there is momentum. And that your wins keep giving you momentum. That's really, really easy. And that's what we all hope to achieve, right? But it's not like that, especially for many, diba? And if you are a newbie, diba? It's that momentum doesn't come easily. Those successive wins and that momentum from wins, they don't come easily. So in my case, guys, diba, I'm hovering right now in the depressed zone, diba, and trying not to fall. Hindi naman ako ganun ka-depressed, obvious naman, diba? Pero nandun ako I'm at the threshold, diba? I'm just trying not to fall. Kasi I know also, diba, remember our last episode, I was telling you that I can actually hold depression in the palm of my hand. And I can do that. And that's where I'm at. That's why it's super threshold that. Diba? I just don't want, I know I can fall into the pit bravely, in the depressed zone bravely. I just don't want to. Because for me, it's, ano ba to? The reason why I'm okay to let go has compounded na siya. So kumbaga, I rallied, right? Dusted myself, got back up in the saddle, run, move. I did that, right? And still, hindi ko pa rin nakuha yung breakthrough ko. So every single day, of course, with many discouragements, I also, tao lang naman ako, diba? I also get to entertain, I also get to feel my pain and and sometimes parang I also end up entertaining them, okay? Ang kataon lang, I just probably entertain them better now. So yun. So I'm hovering around that area, wondering where, I know that I really, another thing is I know why I should let go, because time is diamond, diba? Time is $4,000 for us. So I don't want to stay there also too long. Now, I know that I don't have all the answers. But one of the things that I know to be universally true is that we really have to do the walking, the lifting, the moving if we want to stay above hell. Okay? So in short, even in the smallest ways, we have to keep, to flex, to keep going till we finally get to the next win. Okay? Ako, ano bang next win ko? Ang gusto kong next win is $1,000 every week. If I can sustain that, that means I have a team. is getting what the business is all about, diba? The strategies. And that means I also have a team who's also earning. So yun naman yung gusto kong mangyari. Hindi lang, you know what, sa totoo lang, every time I pray for my team that I will have, diba, yung talagang who will really do the business. Yeah, I also pray for their prosperous successes. Syempre, no? So anyway, even if hinang-hina ka na, diba, this means that you have to be like an inchworm who inches its way forward, diba? So yun yung ibig sabihin kung we have to flex even if it's in the smallest ways. Okay? So anyway, right now, my troubled self stem from the area of financial wellness. Alam niyo naman yan, diba? I have already worked and pretty much got my other forms of happiness in the balance. But money and security, ewan ko ba, yun yung talagang, diba, mahirap. So this is challenging and also hurtful, diba? Not only emotionally, but also sa mga taong nakapaligid sa akin, my families. I'm sure you guys also understand this. I'm sure you guys also have this issue. In my case, it's disheartening when day in, day out, my efforts and faith don't get the response that I would want. Okay. So the only reason, ito pa yung masakit, diba? The only reason that I get results is when I am actually the one whipping my own miracles. Gusto ko naman manggaling sa heavens, diba? Kasi especially with my big dreams, I'm not enough, diba? Given my selfless dreams, I need really also to be powered by blessings, diba? To be powered by miracles, and to be also powered by answered prayers. Because nakita ko rin naman that I will always, once, let's say, diba, God sends me the teammate, I really get up for them. I give more than what they even expect. Diba? And sadly, sila yung nagkukwit kasi hindi nila kaya yung sarili nila. So yun yung problem. But still, I've already proven that I will I really support, diba? I really support and I really lift. So anyway, but quitting, of course, is never an option. I hope if you are also in that situation na pagod ka na feeling mo, bakit ganon? Parang the heavens just shut you out, and it's not, you haven't been heard for the longest time, diba? Hindi ka pa rin pwede mag-quit. So so for me, and I want to share this with you, when I am in that moment, I also seek outside sources for fuel, knowledge, skill, motivation, so that I can go and have the strength and the power and the joy to go for the outcomes that I want. Okay? And today, yun na nga, that we are using these resources. Ito, yung aking book coach, Awaken the Giant Within, okay, by Tony Robbins. One day I hope to be able to attend his seminar. He gives one in Singapore and also Australia. So I'm wondering, where do I want to go? Australia or Singapore? So maybe Australia. I've been to Singapore, but you know what, guys? I really love Singapore. Maybe I'll also love Australia. Diba? Choosy pa ba ako? Choosy pa ba tayo? Diba? Kung saan natin? What if we have that blessing sa papunta tayo doon? Okay? So anyway, these are the 3 things that I have read, diba? And I have read, and so yung isa, first, when you open the book, diba, it says when you open the book, one of the things that you will see there is for us to get ourselves out of the rut, diba, or into the life-changing, diba, decisions and actions that we want to pursue, we have to raise our standards. O diba? Hashtag natin yan. Hashtag raise our standards. So, etong book na to, actually, I wasn't intending to read it because I forgot that I had it, diba? I was clearing out a section of my room, and I found this a bag of books that I bought, and I was supposed to give it to an inaanak, and I saw this one title that I knew was not meant for my inaanak. Kasi otherwise, I would have gotten more than 2 copies, but I only have 1 copy, so that means it's mine, and I'm glad because I started reading it. So now, the first part of the book, as I said, talks about raising our standards. So it caught my attention kasi I have been doing this because every day I really flex, diba? I really choose to be the better side of me so that I can the better side of me, the better decision, the better choices, so that I can at least have the result that I want at the end of the day, diba? Or at the end of the week. So I've and this has been my mental health habit for the last 8 years. So always go for the better versions. Okay. So anyway, this so but coming across this, diba? Um, coming across this, hearing it from somebody else, like making a statement out of it, na yun pala yung ginagawa ko, di ba? It made me, parang it placed that section of my life in perspective, di ba? Parang na-compartmentalize niya na itong part ng area ng life ko, ito yung ginagawa ko. And it sort of like gave it a North Star. Okay? So, So when this sort of like became my aha moment, my raise my standard, ang naging question ko was I consciously, right? Consciously flexing my mind and my heart towards this mindset, 'di ba? So tinignan ko siya kung ina-apply ko ba to in all areas of my life, or am I just doing it as a already a habit, 'di ba, na parang routine ko na siya. Okay? So anyway, so when as I read this, 'di ba, as I started to realize, I started to go into this, I realized na in going after the thing that we want for our lives, there is the vehicle, 'di ba? And there is us. Okay? And I thought for a long time also, I thought that the vehicle is the kind of vehicle is the only thing that's very is the most important factor there. Although I know that we have to apply ourselves. Kaya lang the person okay, wait lang, 'di ba? The driver of that vehicle is the first one. Kahit na gaano kaganda yung vehicle, I mean, di ba, the driver must first be very, very, very skilled or very, very prepared, kumbaga. Di ba? So, so this made me, when I was reading this section, this made me go parang cross-examine myself and ano ba, and ask myself, what does it mean for me to raise my standards? And these are the few things that I drew up. Okay, raising my standard means I will not accept excuses. Okay, may ganun ba kayo, di ba? So it also means that I will not choose laziness or procrastination. Mahirap yon, di ba? It means that I will not choose fear or self-doubt. It means that I will continue to improve. And it means that I will beat my demons and dramas every day. And it means that I will lead myself so I can lead others better. And it also means that I will always be productive. Diba? I will always be productive each day so that I'm actually getting the results that I want. So kayo guys, diba, if you are also ask yourself, are you raising your standards every day mindfully? Diba? Kasi baka you're just like me na, or sanay lang, diba, parang when you're driving a car, diba? Hindi mo na naman iniisip paano mag-drive, diba? Put the keys on, start the engine, wala nang gano'n. Baka you're already on that mode na nagiging parang natural na siya to the point of it's becoming average. So every single day, diba? Every single day, we have to improve that, diba? We have to raise our, sayang, nakakapagod talaga. Yun nga sabi ko, diba? You have to flex talaga. So you can ask yourself, diba? You can ask also yourself and examine, am I raising my standards? If not, diba? What does it mean for you also to raise your standards? So let's say if you're going to work nang nalilate ka parate, raising your standards means you will be on time, diba? Let's say you're also procrastinating on your work. On your work sa office, diba? You're always submitting late. You will also say that raising your standards mean that you will also not procrastinate, you will also not be lazy, diba? Ano yun? So you have to figure that out so that this can now be your North Star, diba? Every single day. And you know what? Based on the experience naman, every time you, because all these things, when you raise your standards and you beat all your self-limiting or self-defeating behavior, every time you do that, you also raise, diba? You also raise you feel proud, so you raise your confidence, and then you also raise your level of empowerment. So this is actually the easiest way to be confident, the cheapest way to be confident, kasi ikaw na mismo yung nagdadala sa doon. So yun, so kayo, if you are it's good to have this list, diba, that you can read. You can put it in your wallet maybe, or put it in a post-it, and post it on your computer, in your desktop or in your laptop, so that every time you can read it and be reminded, because it's so easy to forget it. Ako, I forget it, diba? If I don't open the book, I won't be reminded. Okay, so ayan. Anyway, next is, he also said, change your strategies. And of course, for me, diba, it's always easier said than done. Not every day, as I said, that we are motivated. Ako, I continue to develop or find strategies to get me going every day, diba? I have to keep pushing, kasi malaki nga yung pangarap ko. I don't dream of just 50,000, because ba't ako mangangarap ng 50,000? Alam ko namang hindi yun yung bubuhay sa pamilya ko, diba? Earlier, I sent this article again. It was repeated. I think it's Esquire Money, that there is actually really the amount that will make a Filipino happy. Other money. Wait, let me just say. Let's see. There's this article. Basahin ko lang, ha. Here's how much you need to earn to be happy according to study. Because there really is. And it's not minimum wage. It's not basta may pera lang o may extra. It's really the amount that will give. There's really an amount to your peace of mind. Okay? So hanapin nyo na lang to. Esquire, here's how much you need to earn to be happy. Let's see, what is that? Contrary to popular belief, this is how the article starts. Money can buy happiness. See, I told you, dati pang sinasabi yan, year 2011. Diba? A study proved that early this year, so the next time someone shuts down your materialism with the money can't buy happiness adage, hit them with this information. So how much is that? Anyway. This is in pounds, so that's 31,000 pounds. Or in the Philippines, 170,000 a month. Very true. Very, very true. That's exactly the amount that I am working on. Kulang pa yun sa amin kasi kami, iba naman yung kultura sa amin, di ba? Meron kami mga setbacks sa family that I have to take care of. So if you had to ask me, talagang if at my age pa, di ba, I also have to factor in the age, kailangan ko at least kumikita ako ng okay na yung 550,000 or 800,000 net per month. Neto. Ano naman kayod yun, di ba? So anyway, so that's why I have to keep motivating myself. Hindi ako pwedeng mag-entertain ng discouragement all the time, di ba? So so every day I continue to develop or find strategies that will get me going every single day. So one of the things that I also do is not get nailed into rigidity, di ba? So for me, the most important thing is to be able to deliver the results, di ba? So there are weeks that kasi ang tendency natin when we are working on, let's say, going for our goal, di ba? We parang we have this set schedule. Yun yung nakakapagod, di ba? Pwede mo siyang i-rotate, balik ta rin. For this week, ito, next week, ganyan, di ba? So for me, the most important thing kasi is to be able to deliver kahit magbalik-baliktad yung schedule mo, pero na-deliver mo yung results mo for the week. That is okay. Results that is goal, that is part of your goal, okay? So anyway, yun na nga. So there are weeks that I am full-timer and sometimes there are weeks that I am also a part-timer. So ako, ang importante dito is I eliminate possible self-defeating strategies born out of rigidity or routine or born out of a particular mindset, diba? Kasi even if, let's say, I used to do this parang before, ang time management ko is naka-lock in yung workout, healing, then parang 11 to 1 o'clock family and taking a bath, and afternoon I will do na my business, diba? Araw-araw it's like that. Pero the thing with that is it doesn't allow room for growth or other development. So, ang ginawa ko, and also self-care. So, what I did was, tinanggal ko yung weekends ko, kasi ganun din naman, di ba? Weekends, in the concept of time and space, alisin, lumabas ka sa space, wala namang 24 hours, di ba? Tumayo ka sa International Space Station, wala namang 24 hours sa space, di ba? So, I took out, so there are weeks that my whole week is defined is 10 days at a time. 10 days to 14 days, tapos rest. 10 days, ganun. Ganun ko siya ginagawa. So, yun. So, I get to put in all the other things that I need to also, I also need to do for my family. Okay? And for myself. So, anyway, so, eto na nga, di ba, recently, and because of this strategy, di ba, I'm able to give attention to me while I am down, diba? And so right now I start my day as soon as I wake up, I make my coffee, and I actually really just I don't pressure myself to do anything muna for the first 2 hours. So I just do the things that I love to do. I watch my K-drama muna. Tapos pag antsy na yung brain ko, 2 hours later, I get up and I start doing things na. So right now, but that's not permanent. Diba? So it's my way also of making my it's a strategy also for pinapahinga ko lang yung utak ko, yung heart ko, so that new insights can also come in. So ganun lang siya. So I'm not so I got to this kind of strategy because I also realized that I'm too focused on making my life happen, diba? Building my life happen and doing strategies around that hindi ko nakita that the gravity of life is naturally always bigger than all of us, diba? So I was just always a player in it. That's when I stepped out, I thought, life is, whether I'm going after my goal or not, life will always be larger than any individual. So tama lang that there are times na bago ka pumasok into the unit of life, diba, during the day, so kunwari, other people, when they go to work, pagising nila, maliligo na sila, they'll get ready for work, then gano'n na, diba, gano'n. So araw-araw, maraming gano'n na routine, diba? So, pero, for me, diba, I have so far, parang I'm able to choose the way I will start my day. Kasi, yung bago ko, parang kumbaga, the 6 a.m. for others, those who are getting ready for work, my 6 a.m. begins at 11 a.m. pa lang. Bakit? Because nga, the 11 a.m. onwards, or their 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., ito mga nagtatrabaho, that's the area of life. Diba? Yun yung buong area ng life. Uwi lang, tapos pagka-uwi nila, ganun ulit. Diba? They have to sleep kasi they have to prepare for life again. So ako, very important that I get to realize that life is naturally larger than us, and therefore, we should, meron din pala tayong ina-allot na time every single day, at least 2 hours paggising sa umaga, diba? Na parang pagising, pahinga ka muna, parang chill ka lang before sumugod ulit. Okay? So anyway, and because of that, diba? Because of that, parang I feel so conscientious, and I show up here every Saturday, kahit na Saturday na ako nagsusulat ng episode ko, simply because I'm able to also parang get to realize that I'm smaller than life, and therefore I also need parang vuelo time before I take it on. So because of that, I get to do all the other things, my responsibilities, being a team player, diba, being a business owner, and then also being here at the show every Saturday. I get to do those things. So hindi ko, parang I still get to achieve, even if I'm down, diba, I still get to achieve the things that I must be doing. So nakakapahinga pa ako, 'di ba? Naaalagaan ko rin yung sarili ko. I hope naiintindihan. I hope I'm coming in clearly. So anyway, so tama si Tony Robbins, 'di ba? In changing strategies, so we can succeed or keep going till we hit the jackpot. these are the following masteries na ini-encourage niya. So you'll understand more if we probably get the book. We'll probably discuss it next week. Diba? Emotional mastery, physical mastery, relationship mastery, financial mastery, and time mastery. So right now, the most urgent for me is financial mastery. So diba? Kasi for me, who wants to be poor? Do you want to be poor? Diba? So ako ayoko talaga. Pero you know what? What I noticed about these 5, these are all prep strategies. They are all prep strategies and strategies for fighting surviving the game of life. And yung isa dito, especially number 4, financial mastery, flourishing event, so that you can flourish. So see, if you are not yet there in your game, if you keep failing and all that, maybe you need to prepare, diba? And master the following: emotional, physical, relationship, financial, and time mastery. Next week, maybe we can talk about this, okay? So anyway, so kayo, what strategies do you need to change in order to awaken the giant within, okay? Tapos meron pa isa, the power of decision. In his chapter 2, he talks about the power of decision. Everything that we have, everything that we have, everything that we are all doing, everything that we are in the present are all born out of these decisions and choices we make, even as recent as a second ago. So even the tiniest decisions can have huge, long-lasting, and even irreversible impacts, diba? Or consequences. Ako, in my experience, this decision is not just one powerful moment thing. When you say we have to decide, hindi siya lang one aha moment, diba? In my experience, every single day, if we finally realize that we want to change our life and we want to become wealthy, we want to become healthy, we want to become happier, every single day we carry this decision with us. So every single day, akong ginagawa ko, once, let's say, I have the powerful aha moment of what decision I am making, every single day after that, I'll be asking myself, do I really want peace of mind? Kunwari ako, financial wellness, diba? Do I really want my financial security? Do I really want my financial wellness? So every day, yung decision that, kunwari, January 1 ako nag-decide that that's what I'm gonna do this 2022. Every single day to this day until tomorrow, until ma-achieve ko yun, I will be asking myself that over and over and over, not because I just need to be reminded, but because yun nga, we are not motivated every single day. So we need to always ask ourselves our big whys, kumbaga, diba? Or to be reminded of our big goals, kaya mo siya kailangan itanong. So kayo, diba? It is imperative that we always consciously decide on the life we want, on our be do have, diba? Each day. So this decision will lead us, kasi if let's say will lead us to act on them every single day. Hindi pwedeng one powerful aha moment, kunwari New Year's resolution, look at what happens to New Year's resolution. Hindi pwedeng January 1 or today this year I'm really going to work on extra income and becoming having let's say savings of additional 20,000 every single month, or having an additional income of 20,000 every month. Di pwedeng one time lang tapos na yon, di ba? Wala ka ng follow through. That's why you have to keep asking yourself. So when you do that, it leads you to keep asking, how will I make the additional 20,000 every month? What will I do? Who will I talk to? Diba? What are the things that I should explore? So that's one. So pag, meron na pala akong then the next day, you ask yourself again, do I really want to be wealthy? Diba? Do I really want to be rich? Makakatulong ba talaga ito sa family ko? So, of course, the answer will be yes. Okay, so what will I do now? Now that I know that I have to do this pala, I can do this. I know I will read up more on them. So when I read up, I spend time. So I'm now putting in more time and effort. Diba? Kasi na yung mga actions ko, next, nakakapaglagay na ako na, by the first week, dapat meron na akong concept. By the second week, dapat alam ko na kung ano yung product ko. Diba? And how much it will cost to set up that business. So those are the actions. If we are every day, diba, deciding, if we are helping ourselves decide every day and sealing that decision, diba, by sealing that decision. So, yun. So again, kung hindi, ang tawag lang dyan ay parang New Year's resolution, diba? So sinambit lang, 2 seconds later is gone na. That's why many of us are overweight. Kumakain pa rin. Kasama ako dyan. Mukha lang akong thin. So in summary guys, diba? Raise your standards. I hope that helps you, diba? Gives you an idea. Ang sarap din isipin, oh my God. Diba? Nakakataba ng puso, but that's what you're doing for yourself. Change your strategies if needed, and then decide every single day. Once you have a powerful decision, take that decision with you araw, so that you can take actions, okay? So now let me tell you a story, a story that's included in this book, diba? Si Tony Robbins was piloting his helicopter, diba? He's piloting his helicopter on the way to the venue of his seminar, which will be attended to by 5,000 people. So anyway, so on his way there, so diba? He saw this building, diba? And he remembered that 8 years ago, he was a janitor sa building na yon. So he hovered his chopper, diba, and realized that he has come a long way. Can you imagine, from janitor to piloting his own chopper, diba? So I'm sure that all of us would want something like this. Hindi naman miracle yung ginawa ni Tony Robbins at overnight he succeeded. No, he answered some hard questions, diba, sa sarili niya, right? And he had bright ideas that would take him to wherever he wants to go, to his North Star, diba? Pero more than those answering those hard questions, he followed through consistently every single day on the things that he had to do. Diba? Ang maganda sa US kasi, ito yung difference between the US and the Philippines. Ang maganda sa US, diba, hindi ka hahanapan ng MBA degree or college degree, di ba? If you are able to make something out of yourself, or if you say that you can do that, di ba? You are going to be given a fair chance, di ba, to prove yourself and what you are talking about. Hindi katulad dito sa Pilipinas, di ba? Kailangan may MBA, kung mo tong happiness ko. Lahat sila pare-pareho pa rin sabi about happiness. It's the same thing over and over again. Tuloy, everything thinks it's just an emotional state, when in fact, it's not. Diba? The happiness is actually like a gateway, and it's like a compass and a North Star altogether. O ayan. So anyway, by experience also, I have worked with expats, diba? I have worked with expats for training programs, and you know what? Hindi naman kami hinapan when I just gave them the module, diba? I gave them the module, and they saw that I understood what they wanted, I understood what they wanted to have in that program. I dinesign ko, and they saw it, and approved it, and delivered it, diba? I didn't have to flash. Diba? I didn't have to flash my MBA degree or my MS or my MA degree. Diba? If you know what you're talking about and you can prove it and you can deliver it, yun. So sana maging ganun sa Pilipinas, no? But anyway, so yun nga. That's what happened to Tony Robbins. But from janitor, he now has his own company, and worldwide they are giving seminars. Okay? So I hope you guys also raise your standard, change your strategies, and decide every single day towards your goals and your dreams. And ako rin guys, next week kukwentuhan ko kayo kung meron bang nangyari sa life ko, kung naialis ko ba yung sarili ko sa depression, or nagstay muna ako, tumambay muna ako. Okay? So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm gonna see you again next Saturday. This is DJ Chin, and I'm saying to every one of you, have a powerful week ahead. Good night everybody, and salamat ulit.
The views and comments of the hosts and guests are not necessarily those of